Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be replacing this with this. You might think that's kind of an arbitrary swap, and you'd be right. The problem is, the fan in my GPU has been making some sounds, and it's really bothering me. I just turned the computer on, seeing if it would make it, and it's not. You're not going to be able to hear it. But either the fan motor or the fan in my system is acting up. And I was able to find a 750 full mod, gold rated G2 for less money than I paid for this semi-mod, bronze rated. So we're just going to swap them out and do a test here in a minute. But first, we've got to unplug this thing. I'm just guessing at the video angle here. But this Corsair Vengeance case is pretty handy. It's designed as like a LAN party case. So stuff comes off easy. And the filters are going to need to be replaced in this, or cleaned. This is going to need to be dusted out. Oh, there we go. Here's the back, where we hide all our wires. Wasn't overly crazy about doing this, because of the amount of wiring involved, rewiring involved. But first we got to unplug the hard drive and the SSD. And just hope those aren't zip tied. Should probably pop these off. I don't have to replace the power cables. Come on. What in the hell? There we go. For the dries, if I don't want to, because the power supply that's in there is a semi-modular, or a semi-mod, and I could reuse these. But the new one has all black wires. Yeah, these are good for testing, but for cosmetics, if I'm going to this much damn work, I might as well go all the way, and there we go. And there's a loose SATA cable. SATA, whatever. Okay, and then the only other two things we should have to unplug to remove this from this case that's way dustier than I anticipated. Oh yeah, see that? That one's not as bad. You got two in the front. We're going to take the front cover off too in this process. But the only other two cables should be the power plug. There it is at the motherboard right here. Oop. Which is going to be a little difficult to get to, but we'll make it work. There we go. And I got a feeling, yes, that is zip tied. And the main bridge here, the ATX. And I do not like unplugging shit from my motherboard. And if you built your own computer, I'm sure you know why. Everything except for that one wire you saw me take off for the hard drives, the SATA power cable, is that's the one thing that I use that I plugged in. Otherwise, everything else is hardwired. Come on, into this. A full modular. Ugh. I don't like this. There we go. There we go. And there's really no way. Oh wait, I could put a if I put it right here. There's not really a lot of sag though. I'm not sure how well you can see this. I got my GoPro sitting on a coffee table. Now that that's out, God, this thing got dusty. It was about time to clean it anyway. We got our little screwdriver kits. We have a Radio Shack one for the really tiny screws. But hey, this is also Radio Shack. Back when Radio Shack was worth something. I miss them sometimes. There should be a Phillips. Yes, this should be the right Phillips. If you knew how old this set right here is. Oh my God. And there's our EVGA 750B2 semi-mod. And God, this thing got dusty. As you can see, the GPU, the motherboard, and the GPU and the mother cables are basically what's hard on this. And I'm not sure why this thing's making noises. Air it out. But before we put the new one back in, we need to pop the front of this off. Come on, stop being such a little bitch. Oh, come on. Yeah, there's part of the reason that was happening. Because there are 3 clips per side, and I was thinking there were 2. It's been a while. That was the pivot point. There we go. There we go. Comes off easy when you remember how many clips there are. And if you can, you're better off with this case. I was going to say you're better off to leave one side on in there like that. But I'm not going to, because it is a bitch to get back on. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. There we go. Get the filter out. And that's what I was after, was this filter. Gotta be really careful when you do this. You don't want to get it on your, components. Never want to get your, oh, I almost sprayed the fan. I'm like, nah, that's a bad idea. What I'm doing is I'm wiping out the inside ridges. This glass cleaner it's good for cleaning like a computer monitor and stuff, but it's so old it doesn't work for cleaning like the Oculus, the headset, or my glasses anymore. It leaves these streaks. So it works good for cleaning the fans in the computer. This is fancy right here. Holy hell. The unboxing quality of this gold edition, I mean, shit, look at this. It comes in a bag. It's got a little Velcro thing for putting your, I mean, Jesus. Very impressive, actually. Got a little carrying tote bag. Look at that. Ooh. Alright, first thing we need is the main plug. And there's the self-tester. I'm gonna find it. Motherboard. And the power button plug. What we're gonna do is do a power on self test. Make sure she works. Okay. Is the switch off? Yes. What this basically does is it tells the power supply that it is plugged into something, is what this little plug does. Yes, it grounds 2 pins to complete the circuit so you can actually turn it on. Unplug the space heater and we should hit the switch and it should come on. You got an eco mode on, you should shut the fan off. Or at least make it go, yeah, it does shut the fan off. We are not going to be running this in eco mode though. There we go. Let's plug this bitch in. Yep, there's that sound. It's not very loud, but it's there. It's definitely the fan bearings. Definitely the fan bearings. So, I mean, this is probably safe, but I ain't taking no freaking chances. Let's just put it that way. Come on. Okay, this one blows down. Sucks up, technically. This case does. Oh, no you don't. Don't you get pinched in there. There we go. I don't know if it doesn't matter, but that looks better in there too. Okay. Problem with these power supplies is it's always a bitch to tell where the screws go. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I can tell. Okay, she's mounted. She ain't going anywhere. Now we need to go clean these damn filters. Hey, please excuse our old bathroom. This is the upstairs bath that we're working on here. But we got a bunch of paint thinner here because somebody decided that I still gotta clean this. Clean oil-based paint off of paintbrush in our sink. Hey, yeah, I got the Destiny shirt on. But what you do is, you can remember which side it's the... Honest to God, this is how you clean a filter. Believe it or not. And then you can take your air thing out. You can take your air pump out to, God damn it. And then you can take your air can and dry it off if you want, or you can let it air dry while you're working. Put that right there and do the rest. Now keep in mind, this is an old house, and that bathroom is one of the rooms we have not touched yet. We're fixing this place up, and we haven't done a lot to the upstairs. The wife's room next door is in the other two bedrooms. Have had some work. This one I only put up curtains. We need to plug in the motherboard plugs. Oh, peripheral. Molex. Ain't gonna be using that. Okay. SATA. CPU. Here we go. And there we go, that's in. I had to plug that in by feel. Couldn't see what I was doing at all. I had to plug that in by feel. Rewiring a previously wired computer. Loads of fun, I'll tell you. That all black plug does look like a million times better than what was in there. And then we gotta run our first VGA. And I guess we're just gonna have to deal with this little... I was hoping I didn't have to. I think that looks tacky, but... That does look better though, without all the little red, yellow, and all that bullshit. Okay, we should only need one SATA. And we go to... I wonder how many people this confuses. SATA 1, 2, 3. I wonder how many newer people that build the computers get confused by that. Because SATA 1 power plug could power SATA 1, 2, and 3 on the motherboard, right? I wonder how many people... How many newer people see that and go, huh? What the fuck? And the reason I'm doing this is because the power supply is the most important part of the computer. If the power supply goes out, it can take the whole system with it. Anybody that knows anything about properly building computers will tell you, if there's one place you do not skimp out on, it's the power supply. You might be thinking, oh, I thought RAM was more important. It's like, no. You're thinking performance. You know, stuff like that. No, the one place you do not want. Oh shit! Fucking SSDs. Can't just. I mean. It'd be so hard just to make an SSD the size of a hard drive. You never cheap out on a power supply. You always get the best power supply you can. And you want at least an 80 plus rated, which this is a gold, 80 plus gold. Gold's the best. Silver is, I don't know if I've even seen a silver, you know, in a long time. But 80 plus bronze is good enough. You don't want to ever go under an 80 plus bronze rated GPU under any circumstances. If you try to go with something like this, for example, which is look at that shit. Look at all the, oh my god, look at that. This is actually out of the desktop, that was powering the backup server before I made it a backup server. I think this is a 300 watt. You know, it's not a bad, yeah, 300 watt. It's not a bad CPU, but the thing is, if you're going to build a system from scratch, don't get shit like this. There's a reason that's not in the computer that's right next to the camera anymore. I got a actually, I don't know what I got. I got a 400. I got a 400 something in there. Yeah, this is the power supply that's in the backup server. I replaced that silver thing with a 450 BT bronze, you know, 80 plus. 80 plus, right there. Always look for that. EVGA makes decent, you know, stuff. You can get some bad ones. Sometimes they're, God, this is a full color. This is a full color manual. Jesus. They go out with the gold rated GPUs, I'll tell you that. Holy crap. I'm going to use that bag for something. But the fans, people tend to complain about the fans being a little loud sometimes. Corsair, I've never had a problem with the Corsair GPU. I mean PSU power supply. I got a 600 something watt, 650 I think watt Corsair, and it's even the kind you push the button. Oh shit! Push the button on the back, and it lights up blue inside. It's even got that gimmicky crap, and I'm not even sure what this rated at. It's probably, I believe it's rated at least 80 plus, but it's lasted a while. I think Seasonic, I believe Seasonic makes some decent stuff. I mean, in one way, the fact that silver doesn't really mean anything, but almost any high quality power supply you're going to see for sale is going to be coated like this, black. So if you're looking at a computer, a gaming computer store, you go back here, it's all black. You got a silver. You know, yeah. Chances are it's that they skipped out on the power supply. And as we've covered, you never skip out on the power supply. What I like to do is, because this is a MSI GPU, it doesn't have a back plate. So what I like to do is, I like to run the GPU cables. You don't, there, let's tie it up on this side first. You don't get it tight. Obviously, you don't want a bunch of pressure on it. You got a whole bunch of zip ties. You can get these at Walmart. I was a dumbass and bought them online at Newegg, where I ordered this power supply through. I mean, I didn't pay much for them. I paid like a couple of bucks, but I could have got a bag this size for like 90 something cents at Walmart. But you don't put a lot of pressure on it. You don't wrench it, because these are plugs, obviously. We use the power cable to there, you just lift it up. And snug it. You just snug it like that. Most people run their GPU, their power cables for their GPU down. I don't like to do that because that just adds weight. And as you can see, I don't have it completely tied down. I got it tied to this. It just helps keep the sag under control, going up in with I'll probably put a zip tie around there. It helps with the sag a little bit. There we go. And the only part about using all these zip ties is you got to snip them all off. Now for the clusterfuck! Yay! The favorite part of building or working on any computer. Dealing with this crap. Okay. Grab my clips. Basically, where you run everything, you don't want anybody to see. It's all back here. And the battery went dead while I was putting all that together, but there's the final version. There we go. In there. Wouldn't have had to take these off, it's just that the damn computer needed to be dusted, so. Trick with these is to get one side, you know, kind of in there and started. There we go. Took me 20 minutes to put this on the first time. Oh, wait. Trick is to kind of just push back on them after they're in there. They like to get sprung. And then the really hard part. At least if you didn't manage your cables well enough. These cases, people bitch about the clips, but what I found is you just hold them like this when you clip them down, and it's not much of an issue. You get that on there, you get this where you want, you squeeze, and then there we go. There. Slide the other filter. Up we go. This is custom glass. I'm not going to clean it. I don't have any glass cleaner up here. This is mainly where I was talking. These springs, you squeeze. There we go. What's the back clicked on this good? There we go. And she is back together. And here we are, all plugged in. All we got to do is hit the little power switch on the back. There we got a green light. There we go. Moment of truth. And ta-da! It is 5 o'clock. Holy crap! There we go. And that little purple Corsair light will turn white in a minute once the computer is logged in. There we go. Hopefully this one doesn't make any noise. But you always want to keep an eye on your hardware. Never skip out on a power supply. And then we'll be playing ourselves some flight sim before you know it. Till then, see you on the next one.